All right, guys, so I'm at the grocery store right now, and I'm going to find a roast, a bottom round or eye of round roast, something that's lean as possible, and then I'm going to actually grind my own beef, because at my local butcher, they were grinding me meat for a while, and it was different each time. I would always say eye of round or London broil or whatever lean, and there'd be different leannesses every time, so can't always trust people, guys. I don't know if the workers are being lazy, but there was no consistency there, so you got to take matters in your own hand. So we're going to grind some beef. I have a meat grinder, so let's put it to use. So I'll show you what kind of roast that I get, and we're going to take it from there and make our own taco meat and hamburgers. All right, guys, so this is what you want. What I'm looking for is an eye of round roast. Once you trim off the outer edges of fat, it's very lean. So eye of round roast is what we're going to use to make our ground beef burgers. Here's another one, so I'll probably get both of these. All right, so I put the meat grinder together here. Real simple, just a couple parts to detach. Pretty sure I remember how to do it, so it should work fine. And here are the 3 roasts. Obviously they are still insulated with a little bit of fat that now I'm going to trim off manually to then, of course, hopefully have the leanest ground beef I can get. So remember, this is eye of round roast, so I'll show you what it looks like after I trim it up, and then I'm going to cut it into cubes, and we're going to feed it into this machine here. Alright guys, so I just trimmed up the roasts. There's the trimmings. Here's what it should look like. So I basically cut them into strips and cubed them for ease of dropping them into the grinder. We're going to get this party started right now and show you what this entails here. So here we go. Turn on the meat grinder. Okay. Alright guys, here's the finished product. The eye of round roast grind down to ground beef, and as you can see there's like no white at all, so there's zero fat pretty much. What there was tendons that got caught around the grinder, so that actually stopped up the grinder a little bit, but just connective tissue and tendons, so that kind of slowed down the process. So you might run into that if you do the lean eye of round. But if you have patience, this is what you come up with. So we're going to do two dishes from this. I'm going to do some taco meat in the saucepan, and then we're going to barbecue some burgers outside and see how they turn out. Alright guys, here's the burger patties made. I got some sea salt, pepper, and then some Grill Mates Worcestershire burger rub, pub rub. And the cool thing, guys, whenever I was done making these patties, zero fat residue on my fingers when I wash my hands in the sink. Usually, I mean, the last place I did, the butcher shop, who said they grinded this, tons of residue. This had nothing. It was super clean, so there's no fat. And then here's the taco meat, which I'm going to drop in here. So then we'll show you the finished product of both next. All right, so the taco meat cooked very fast. Added same McCormick taco seasoning to it. I just eyeballed it. I didn't do any exact measurement. just sprinkled it on until it looked like it had enough seasoning. So, and then I tasted it and it was pretty salty, just how I like it. So this is gonna be perfect. It's about done. We'll go take out the burgers and show you those. But this can be, honestly, eaten pre-contest or off-season. This Eye of Round super lean, so you could definitely get creative, maybe in a pre-contest or off-season phase with this type of lean meat. And you can probably find some low-fat or fat-free tortillas at Whole Foods and do burritos, actually, while you diet or off-season. And here we have the finished barbecued ground Eye of Round burgers. Keep in mind, guys, these are so lean that you will not want to overcook these. You're going to want to, you know, definitely tend to them and make sure that you keep an eye on them so you don't overcook them because they get dry. There's literally no oil, no fat. And you probably want to load up on your reduced sugar ketchup or barbecue sauce because this stuff literally, you know, it's not like your 80-20 amazing, delicious, juicy burger. It's pretty dry, but it also is something you can diet on, which is cool. All right, so I decided to actually make the tacos tonight with the Eye of Round ground beef. So I used 3 tortillas, of course, relatively low fat, not the fat-free kind, but I don't care, I'm off season. And I used fat-free cheese, the kind I get from Whole Foods, which I mentioned in a previous video, or my Jay Cutler video, actually. And if you save up, well, you probably shouldn't be going to this place anyway if you're trying to eat clean, but if your wife or your sibling or someone goes to such a place as Taco Del Mar or Taco Bell, you can actually then use these awesome things on your fat-free or low-fat burritos. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to have these and enjoy them, and they're relatively low-fat aside from the tortillas, which are, I think, 2.5-3 grams of fat per tortilla.